Well, dear students, welcome to today's class. Today, let us study about verbs. Verb. What is a verb? What is a verb? We have already studied that a verb is a word. Answer. Okay. A verb is a word that shows action. A word is a word that shows action. In bracket, I shall write activity or work. This action means activity or action means work. A verb is a word that shows action. So, these verbs are also called as action words. They are also called as action words because they show some action. They show some action. This much we have known already in the last class, in the previous classes. But now let us continue and learn some of the classifications, or I should say rather two kinds of verb. There are innumerable ways, so many ways. Many grammarians have divided the verb into many kinds. Strong verbs, weak verbs, transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, etc. etc. Here I am going to tell you about main verb and helping verbs. I am going to tell you about main verbs and helping verbs. First of all, let us take up main verbs. Main verbs are actually the action words. For example, Sita sings melodiously. Or Sita, let us take up, Sita sings a song. That is enough, I think. Sita sings a song. Hari kicks the ball. Football. Hari kicks the ball. Here, sings. What does Sita do? She sings. What does Hari do? He kicks the ball. So these actions, singing is an action, kicking is an action. The words sing is a verb, kicks is a verb. They show some action and they are called as main verbs. And these main verbs have 5 forms. They have 5 forms. Which are they? How many forms the verbs have? That means they have forms. F-O-R-M-S. Forms. How many forms? 5. How many forms? There are 5 forms. Which are they? Number 1, present form. Number 2, past. Number 3, past participle. Number 4, continuous. Number 5, infinitive. Present, past, past participle, continuous and infinitive. They are also called as pure form. Pure form. Past forms are called en forms. Ed forms, not en forms. Ed forms. Ed forms. Past participle are en forms. En form. Let us write it in the singular. En form. Continuous. This is ing form. Ing form. And the last one is to form. In some grammar books you find this, and in other grammar books you find this. In old grammar books, classical grammar books, you find present, past, these 5 forms. And see, in some of the modern grammar books you find the same forms with a different label or different names. Now, what is a present form? A verb in a present form. It is pure form. That means, for example, in the last example, Sita sings a song and Hari kicks a ball. Let us take sing. Sing. It is the pure form. In the past form, it becomes sang. It becomes sang. Past participle form, it becomes sung. S-U-N-G. Sung. In the continuous form, it is singing. Singing. In infinitive, it is to sing. These are the 5 forms of main verbs. If we take another example, for example, eat. If we take eat, here it is ate. In the third form, en form or past participle form, it is eaten. Continuous, it is eating. In the infinitive, it is to eat. In the same way, if we go to some other example, for example, go. In the past, it becomes went. Past participle form is gone. Continuous, going. In the infinitive, very simple, it is to go. Okay? These are also called as irregular verbs because they change in all the forms. And there are some words which can be predicted in all their forms. For example, they are easy to predict. The other forms of it, for example, they are called as ed. Weak verbs. Look. What is the past form? Looked. In the past participle also, the same thing, looked. In the ing form, looking. And in the infinitive, it is to look. In this way, there are 5 forms. That means, in English sentences, the word sing can be used in all these forms in different sentences depending upon the tense or context. What we are saying. It all depends upon what we are saying. Eat, the word eat is a sing, is a eat. The pure form eat can be used in all the 5 forms depending upon the situation, sentence or tense. Okay. In the same way, all these words are used. And these 5 forms are the only forms which can be found in writing English sentences or speaking English. So they are classified as 5 forms of verb. Okay. Now let us go to helping verbs. Helping verbs. They are also called as special verbs. Now let us see. There are be verbs. Be verbs. Secondly, do verbs. Thirdly, have verbs. Be verbs, do verbs, have verbs. Fourthly, other helping verbs. Be verbs. Which are the be verbs? They are is, are, was, were, am, and also be. Do verbs are do, does, did. Have verbs are have, has, had. And the other helping verbs, they are can and its past form could, will and its past form would, shall, should, may, might. In addition to these, there are some other verbs, helping verbs also. They are dare, ought, used to, have to, etc. Okay, these are other helping verbs. These are totally the helping verbs or special verbs. In Renan Martin grammar, it is listed as special verbs. Now, these verbs, be verbs, do verbs, have verbs, sometimes they are used as main verb also. They have some uses. They are also called as helping verbs because they help the main verbs. They help the main verbs. And they sometimes, in the absence of main verbs, in some sentences there will not be main verbs, then these helping verbs act as main verbs. Okay, and in such situations they show the state also. Okay, and now they show state and also possession and everything. But here these other helping verbs are also called as modals. Modals, because modal verbs, because they modify the meaning of the verb. They modify the meaning of the verb. I shall show it. I shall erase it and then I shall write 1 or 2 examples of how the modals modify the meaning of the verb. Okay, I shall erase it here. I have to put up with this small board, and you have to put up with my erasing, frequent erasing. I can't help it. But okay, let us come to how the modals modify Modal verbs modify. For example number one. In example number one, Ravi eats 10 mangoes. Ravi eats 10 mangoes. Example number two, Ravi can eat 10 mangoes. Example number three, Ravi may eat 10 mangoes. Look at the first example. Ravi eats 10 mangoes. Ravi eats 10 mango. It is verb, main verb. Showing some action. Ravi, what does Ravi do? He eats. Or eating. Ate. In whichever way you use it. Ravi can eat 10 mangoes. Is there any action? There is no action. This verb, the action of the verb has been modified by can. Ravi can eat means he can eat. He has the capacity to eat. He has the ability to eat 10 mangoes, but he may not be eating now. He may not be eating now. He may not be eating in the near future also. We cannot tell you exactly what is going to happen. But what is there in the mind of Ravi, we don't know. But he can eat 10 mangoes, we know it. But whether he eats or not, it is left to the choice of Ravi itself. So see the difference of the meaning just because of this word can. And coming to the example number 3 also, you can see Ravi may eat 10 mangoes. He has the capacity to eat, but he may eat or he may not eat. There is some uncertainties there. Ravi may eat or may not eat. Such uncertainty is expressed by may eat. So this may, introduction of this may has changed the meaning of this verb eat. So such modifications are done by these modal verbs, and so they are called as modal verbs. They are also called as modal verbs. Okay. Now let us stop today's class here. Thank you.